Welcome to Fire Engineering's Training Minutes. I'm Crafton with Advanced Rescue Solutions, and today we're going to take a look at a dedicated main, dedicated belay versus the twin tension rescue systems in rope rescue, and what happens when we apply a shock load to those systems. We're going to see the differences in the amount of shock value that we see on the load cell on each system. First, we've got our belay line set up with just a simple triple wrap prusik. We've got tension on it right now, not much, and we can see that our load cell is only showing a few pounds of pressure. We've got our main system set up with a clutch, and then both lines are piggybacked into this blue line, which actually has our load on it. Our load is a mannequin with some extra weight added to him just for the purpose of demonstration, and he comes in at about 186 pounds on the scales. So, as we run each of these, we'll take a look at what the numbers do, and we'll see why the twin tension system puts a lot less impact on the systems, the hardware, and the anchors. As we look first at the dedicated main, dedicated belay, we'll see what happens when we release the load and the belay line captures 100% of the load. As we see, the load that originally registered at about 180 pounds jumps well over 200 to 250 pounds. Again, this isn't a relatively lifelike load. This is a dummy that we're talking about. So that shock value is transmitted not only to the system and hardware, but also to the anchors. In the second test, we're going to have a twin tension system so that both sides are carrying an equal amount of the load. As we raise, we'll see when we release what happens to the shock value. We did see an increase, but not nearly what we saw on the first test when we were on a traditional main and belay. In addition, the haul was only about half of the load as we were coming up, which means less impact for the anchor, less impact for the haul team. So, in this scenario, we've shown a couple of different examples of what happens when the load is released and the shock value is transmitted. As we saw with the traditional dedicated main, dedicated belay, 100% of that shock load goes to the belay line. But because of the shock value, that load is a lot more than what the actual weight or the victim is. When we look at a twin tension system, we see that that load is a lot less impact. There's no movement whatsoever, and it's a lot safer for both the victim and the hardware and rescuers involved. Thanks for watching Fire Engineering's Training Minutes. I'm Crafton with Advanced Rescue Solutions.